All right, I'm here with another video, and I have something to talk about. I wanted to talk about the importance of doing anything in public. I mean, how important it is. Now, we all know that most of our lives, depends on what you're doing. For example, if you are, if you clean the windows off of skyscrapers, I know people, first of all, it's very dangerous, but I know people talk about it and they go, oh, that's scary. I could never do that. And I know that people get shocked when they're on that high floor of their building, their office, whatever the case is, and they see the guy just drop down. It looks like it's just like, whoa, the first time that happens, you can't believe it. I mean, I'm not telling people to do the job, but it's a great way to get a good, imagine not getting a drone or anything and not being so high on an airplane. I mean, we all can't fly in helicopters, So if you're up there and you're cleaning, I mean, you just turn around and you get the view, you get probably have the craziest view ever. I mean, I wouldn't say, well, it's not a bad summer job, but try to be safe and whatnot. So what I'm getting to my point as some mechanics, for example, mechanics don't actually go on the road and look for broken down vehicles. Mechanics have a clientele, they take care of that clientele. But it's a dark garage, people bring their cars in, you fix it, and you do that all the time. You're not really, I mean, you get to hang out with each other, you talk to each other, the clients come in, you talk to the clients, they bring in their cars, you talk to them and stuff, and it's cool, but most of the time you're in the dark, right? And then you have jobs like a media person, you know what I mean, who's on any kind of media, and that's their profession, and they're doing that, they're always on camera. There's people who make videos on YouTube regularly, they're always on camera. You know what I mean? So it depends on what job you're doing. But my point is that even if you're doing a job, even if you're if you're not in the public eye that much, it's good to do it a little bit. Now I don't recommend overdoing it, but doing it a little bit is good. And the truth is that you have to gauge your own personality to figure out what you have to do. If you're working in the hospitality industry, which I've only worked in the hospitality industry, by the way. So, other than that one sales stint that I did, and that was just to understand, it was really for me to learn about fashion and be more of an upfront personality. To just face-to-face communication and contact. That's what I wanted, and that's why I did that for a little while. But I've always worked in the hospitality industry. Even valet, man. I mean, valet, you stand out there all day. I mean, we were pretty much security and valet. Okay, we were 24 hours. So the whole deal was that it was like having security, but we were also parking cars. Now we had a historic, old, renovated hotel, which was in a prime location and whatnot. It was two hotels together, same owner, just like blocks apart. And so that was all it was. They didn't have security and they were getting that. And they could pay us valet and they dressed us up just like security. We didn't have any security written on us, but we had our employee tag and we had our clothes and we acted as security. Okay, security typically, if it's unarmed, it's not really a difficult job. We had our own, we had our own cell phones, which were all tagged together. And, so it was just like security. We did 24 hours, so we do nights too. Typically security is not that important in places like that. Although they did have one security guard. We were pretty much just like lookout security guards. The other guy would stay inside the hotel and we would be standing out there. And that was the case, right? But the point is, in the hospitality industry, unless you're in the kitchen, of course, but if you're ambitious, I mean, even if you're a chef, even if you're a cook, first of all, if you're any level of chef, you have to make appearances. Remember that always. If you want to cook and stay a line cook or whatever it is your whole life, that's fine. But if you want to become a chef, you have to deal with customers. You have to deal with management. You're an upfront personality. You don't even cook that much. You're just kind of overlooking all the cooking, right? But the hospitality industry is different. You make appearances and whatnot. For me, that's not so bad. That's something I'd like to do. I like to get a job where, again, I'm dealing with people, maybe not all the time, because you can overdo it as well. You don't want to always be a public personality, but it's good to do every now and then. It's just healthy, you know. It gets you out there. People get to see you. You get to see people. You know, you get to kind of understand something about people. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to, you know, tell you how important. Now, me, I was a very antisocial personality. And as a kid, I didn't really understand things. I mean, if somebody called me, I didn't want to hang out with them. I was like, dude, I don't want to hang out with you right now. I don't feel like it. You know what I mean? Everything was, what do I feel like right now? That's what I did. Whatever I felt like at the moment. I mean, the adult world, everything is different. But again, PR is so important, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, like, well, PR is basically personal relations, right? So you actually get out there and you go person to person and you interact with people. You know, that's very important. I mean, valet was when I last did. That was my last job, and that's when I last did it. I mean, because I was out there all the time. I did people favors. I would drive people to the nightclub because they told me, like, dude, I'm staying here. I'm going to be drunk. I'll give you this much cash. Can you drop me off at the nightclub? And I would drop them off at the nightclub. I did that. I even, I did that. Okay, so someone would ask me, hey, can you drop me off at the nightclub? I'd be like, yeah, and then I dropped them off at the nightclub or wherever they wanted to go. Dude, just take my car, drive me wherever. Can you pick me up at this time? And they would actually give me like a good amount of cash for it, which was not so bad. So I was picking up side jobs and getting paid on the side as well. That job actually had some freedom because the other hotel was 2 blocks away and you're right in downtown and everything is so condensed. I would be going back and forth all the time. So again, I was always on the move. I was always going to different places. It wasn't that to stand in one. I was a cashier as my first job, and I was standing at the cash register just checking people out. And it wasn't a bad first job, right? It wasn't bad. I mean, I was 15 years old. It wasn't a bad job. Anyways, it's important, but at the same time, so I should end this on the correct point. The correct point is that when you're not out there, you can't always be out there. Can't always be out there talking to people all the time. You have to be you have to do like in work too. And it can be anything. You can work on a computer, you can work on a vehicle, you can do accounting, you can work in an office, you can work in a back office. What else can you do? You can do all sorts of stuff. I don't know. You can do all sorts of stuff. A lot of IT stuff though is also indoors. IT is just brutal, man. IT is brutal. A lot of call centers, IT, and these cubicle offices are absolutely brutal. Just watch Office Space. If you don't believe me, you'll understand. Okay, how brutal and crappy it is. Yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to emphasize. It's good you don't have to do it a lot. Just every now and then, get out there, get your face out there, let people know who you are. It's just part of being part of society. Anyways, I'm done, and that's it.